Hello and welcome to the Marketing Mix. I am really excited about today's topic. I have dabbled with SEO myself. However, I am no expert, but I am joined by Theo Ruby, and he is an SEO expert. Theo and I actually met at an event that he organised a few years ago, and he kindly asked me to come and speak. And then we lost contact a little bit, but we reconnected at the Hillingdon Expo, Business Expo this year. And yeah, I've been kind of following his journey. And when we reconnected, I said, "Hey, Theo, would you like to come on the Marketing Mix?" And he went, "Yeah, I would actually." So we're going to chat SEO, but before we start, Theo, why don't you tell us a little bit about why you started your business and the types of services that you offer, the types of businesses you work with?
Thank you. I really appreciate you having me here today. I think it was actually back in 2018 we met. It's crazy. It feels like a lifetime ago. I set up my business in the beginning of 2017, and I had 10 years of marketing experience, but I wanted to do something more for small businesses. So I offer kind of websites and SEO for people who maybe they can't create a website for themselves or they want a bit of support. And I've just built on that over time. So it's a mix of helping businesses to grow online and then running events as well. So this week I've got 5 different events, which is a little bit crazy, but I'm looking forward to it.
Amazing. I've just had a message from Mike saying that he can't hear me at all. I hope you can hear me now. I know Theo can hear me. It's going to be a pretty one-sided interview if people can't actually hear what I'm saying. I've unplugged my... oh, brilliant. Jane has just said she can hear us both fine. Amazing.
Perfect.
I've just unplugged my lapel mic in case that's what the issue was. So let's bring this back to basics. Let's talk about what is SEO and how does it affect your website?
So the easiest way to explain it is it's how you appear on Google and other search engines. So it's not about the website itself, it's about people searching for a specific word or a phrase. So they might be looking for, I don't know, jewelry or a business consultant or something else. And you're effectively wanting to get to page 1 for that search term. So it's about optimizing your website for particular words and making sure that you're answering your customers' questions. So for example, if they're looking for email marketing support, I'm sure you've got guides and resources on how to do your email marketing, what are good subject lines. That's the kind of stuff people are typing in. And SEO is basically about making it as succinct and kind of approachable for the customer as possible.
Oh, good. I'm glad I'm doing something right because, yes, I have a lot of blog posts on my website about email marketing, using things like subject lines and send times and stuff. So, yes, so a lot of things on my website. So
and I think that's so many people like, oh, I want to get my website to page 1, and I can't stress enough, it's not the entire site. It might be, maybe you've written a blog 5 years ago, that might get you to page 1 for a specific term. So it really is like a holistic approach, looking at your entire site and finding the right words for each page.
Absolutely. I back in 2016 when I started my business, I wrote a blog post. It was the Olympics, and my theme was my theme for that month was around going for gold and winning and stuff. So I wrote a blog post called 5 Effective Ways to Promote the Award That You Won. And I'm telling you, for years and years, that was the top visited post on my website. And I'm saying years, like well into 2020. So for 4 years, that blog post was really doing quite a lot of hard work, driving traffic to my website. But as I've niched down more into email marketing, a lot of the traffic that comes to my website is from blog posts that are around email marketing. So that's a great tip. So just as a follow on, you mentioned keywords. So like, what are they, and how do you use them to sort of get people to your website to boost pages or your entire website even?
Okay, I mean, so there are some free tools available. The main one is Google Keyword Planner. And that you can basically use, they use it more for advertising, but it shows you how popular words are. So you're making sure you don't pick the words yourself, you kind of check and make sure the words are what people are typing in. And there's enough people looking for it, and also it's not too competitive. So for example, if I wanted to rank for WordPress website, there's a million other websites trying to go for the same thing. So you want to have a balance between enough people looking for it and also not being too competitive. So there's tools that we use, they do all the work for you. You type in the term and they say if that's a good word, or maybe you should consider using another one. So you might have heard, some people might have heard of long tail keyword or a longer keyword. So for example, email marketing is going to be very, very broad, like millions of people looking for it. You might be looking for email marketing for a therapist business or email marketing for a creative business. All of a sudden it becomes more specific, and that means you have more of a chance of being found for it. So the more targeted you are while still having interest, the more successful you'll be.
And so explain to us a little bit, like, how long can long tail keywords, because you've just said email marketing for therapist business, but could it be a whole sentence? What are we kind of looking at?
It's a mix. I mean, it's easy if I show, I've got guides on my site that go through it all. I've got videos. Bless you. Basically, you use the tool to find the right combination of words. Normally it's say 3 or 4 words, and then that can become part of a longer sentence. So for example, the title might be the best ways to boost your SEO as a small business, and the keyword might be SEO for small business. So it forms part of your title, your links, everything else, and it gives you kind of a purpose. So if you imagine each page in your site would have a very specific purpose, and that keyword is for that. So it's about being as targeted and specific as possible, while you're also addressing a challenge. So again, you might be a business consultant and you're trying to overcome your client's challenges. So each keyword is revolved around that. And when I say keyword, it's multiple words can be like a small phrase.
So realistically, when you're choosing your keywords, you're going to have to put yourself in your target audience's shoes and pick the ones that they're more likely to search for.
Exactly, yeah.
Very good. So the tool you mentioned, Google
Keyword Planner is the one that gives you the best data for free.
Okay.
However, you would need to kind of sign up, and there's a few barriers. There's another one called Uber Suggest. There's a marketing kind of guru called Neil Patel. He's very, very famous, and he's created this free it's like a freemium platform, so you can get some for free using Uber Suggest as well. I also offer like keyword research, kind of a half an hour intro for free. Pick out some keywords and then you go on from there.
Okay. So is it as simple as, like, say you go onto Google Keyword Planner, is it as simple as putting in a phrase and it just comes back and tells you, yes, this is good, or no, don't use this?
No, to be honest, it is a manual process. So it's really about, you would start by picking out 10 to 20 words you think your clients would search for. You then put that into the software, and then you have to dig in, and for each one, the thing is, if you spend 5 minutes finding the right keyword for a page, it can completely change like how your website ranks. So yeah, there is a little bit of time involved, but it's really worth it, and it saves on marketing, it saves on advertising. It's, apart from email marketing, it's one of the other best ways to market your business. And sorry, just quick side. No, it's only because I do email marketing on SEO. Just because obviously you're able to then control the audience, and it really, really helps as a really strong part of your business. But that then ties in nicely with your keywords, because the words someone's searching for, you can then address in your emails as well.
Okay.
So they work hand in hand.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, a lot of marketing has to really, doesn't it? I mean, I suspect you can take those keywords, the ones that you know work well for you, and start to, I guess, put them into captions that you write for social media posts. Because if they're capturing people's attention and getting them to your website, then it's going to do the same, I suppose, for social media posts.
Yeah, it
I think
depends on the size of the business.
Yeah.
But it would normally be part of a content strategy. So you say, regardless of your industry, you'll have the core areas you offer, and then you might think about the pages on your site and the blogs and the social media posts, and that should all really come from your keywords.
Yeah.
Because these are the challenges, these are the things that your customers and your clients would want to be interested in.
Yeah.
And then you can use that to plan the next year as well. So it's not just what you got in there now, but it might be what you're going to be creating in the future.
Okay. And sorry, I'm firing questions at you that I'm just thinking of now as you're talking. So I've read that it's not a good idea to stuff your website with keywords. So what's a natural way to get them into what you write?
So there's a process. If anyone's on WordPress, there's a free tool called Rank Math, like RANK, like your ranking, and then math, MATH.
Okay.
And that shows you the process. It gives you a visual kind of traffic light system to tell you how to do it. But it's the title, the link, the H1 title, so the top heading of the page.
Okay.
And then there's certain points throughout the content you would use that singular keyword. Keyword stuffing from 10, 20 years ago is you take 50 keywords, you fill the page with it, you literally have lists and loads of stuff going on. And the way to do it now is to have a single keyword or a couple of very, very closely related keywords for one page. And also your image as well. So the one other thing to mention, as well as the title, the link, and the top of the page, you want the keyword behind the image for accessibility.
Okay.
That's really part of it as well.
Yeah, I mean it's good practice to do that anyway for people who are
visually impaired, like
hearing impaired,
needs,
sight impaired, like me, sight impaired who use screen readers to tell them what the images are. Yeah,
it's not even. I mean, sorry to say it, but AI, like ChatGPT and everything else, there's a big shift for people using AI now, and having those keywords behind the images also impacts how you appear on AI search. So in the next couple of years, the way that people search is completely changing.
Yeah.
We're doing voice search, we're using AI, we're not actually looking at all of the pages anymore.
Yeah.
Google's giving us these little summaries.
I've noticed that because I use Google for search, and quite a lot of the times when I'm when my husband and I are watching TV and we want to find something, I'll quite often pick up my phone and do a voice search on Google, and it comes back with an AI generated summary at the top before it gives me even any websites to look at. So yeah, that's interesting. But within that summary, like some of the bullet points then link off to another, like link off to a website. So I'm guessing what you're saying is that the aim is for us to really be searchable to end up in that AI summary to be linked off to.
Exactly, and there's more. There's positives to it because it means that you have more of a chance to appear in that summary, but also it means that it's that comes before anyone else, so it's actually harder to rank at the top.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's changing, and it's something. If you do it the most important thing is to do it in a way that it speaks to your client and that your being is kind of natural and it's aligned with your business. And then no matter what happens over the next 5 years with technology, you're always going to be in a good position. So it's, just try and get it right. Try and make it sound like it's your brand and you're answering the question. And then you'll hopefully appear on AI and voice search.
That's crazy, isn't it? I remember a time with, I'm showing my age now, with Google, when you would pay for ads because the ads came at the top of the results. before you even got to any normal websites, like the organic results, you'd have like between 3 and 5 ads that you had to scroll past. I can't even think now where on Google ads appear. I could see the AI summary and then the organic results underneath that, and I can't even say that I've seen any ads.
No, I mean, ads, funnily enough, they're normally now underneath the summary. As you said, it's normally 1 to 3. However, that's based on, so the reason I mentioned Google Keyword Planner as the keyword research tool is that's normally for ads. So if you type in, I don't know, I'm just going to say like SEO consultant in Ealing, for example, it will bold it and it'll put those ads right up at the top. If there's not enough value in that keyword, then you won't see the ads.
Okay.
But yeah, no, the ads are still just under the summary. They're still a major part of search engines, unfortunately.
I mean, look, I search for a lot of things. Mostly when I'm sat on my sofa, mostly on my phone. And I don't know, I just don't see the ads. Maybe they don't look like ads used to look. I don't know.
Yeah, they're making them much more embedded and much more natural, but they should still say sponsored, but it's not at the top left, it's now the bottom right. They're making it a little bit harder.
Yeah, it does. So we mentioned Google Keyword Planner and the WordPress plugin and the other thing. Are there any other tools that people should be thinking about using or accessing to really help them get under the skin of SEO?
So I think, as I mentioned, the first thing you need the keyword research tool, which we said keyword planner. You then need Google Analytics and Google Search Console. You set them up once, you leave them working for you, and they make a big difference. People get kind of intimidated, but you only have to do it once, and then you can check back every 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
If you're on WordPress, there's lots of quick and easy ways to do it. Just reach out to me. There's something called Google Site Kit, and it means you can do the whole process in about 5 minutes.
Oh gosh.
Whereas to actually go and set analytics up, it takes a lot longer if you do it manually.
Yeah.
So there are kind of shortcuts, but having those tools means that you can track your results. So, for example, if you want to be found for a certain search term, you can see your progress and you can see where you appear on search, and also what people are typing in to find you. So it will show you. For me, for example, WordPress website, I get impressions of about 2,000 a month, and about 15 to 20 clicks. But you can see how that changes over time.
Yeah.
So, and that will tell, if you're working with someone else, it'll tell you if the marketing's working, if you're using the right kind of keywords as well. And I mean, they're free. They're the only really good, solid tools that I know that have absolutely no cost.
So Google Analytics and
Google Search Console.
Search Console. Yeah, I've heard of. Well, I use Google Analytics. I've used Search Console once or twice, but I don't know. I find it a little bit overwhelming. Go in and come back out again.
I mean, but yeah, Search Console, it basically tells you how you're appearing on search. So look at things like, are you mobile responsive, which is a massive thing. I mean, there's so much. I've got loads of guides. I won't go into the deep side of it. But if mobile responsive, if you're accessible, if there's anything stopping any of your pages from ranking, you might have heard of, like, you might see 4xx, 5xx. But what it does is it gives you a list. So even if you don't understand it, you can just give that list to someone else and they can deal with it for you.
That's useful, because every time in the past when I've been on there, it's stressful because it's just like, here are all the things that are wrong with your site. It's not always helpful in how to fix them.
Yeah.
The
only other one thing is your page speed. So there's something called Google page speed. Again, I'm using Google as the basis because about 85% of the internet in the UK uses Google, but they have similar products for Bing as well. So you have exactly the equivalent. Bing Webmaster Tools does the same thing, but effectively Google is king, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could use Google Page Speed Insights to see how fast your website's loading, and if there's anything like large images or mistakes you made when building it that are slowing it down.
Yeah.
Because, for example, if you had a DSLR camera, you took some beautiful photos, if you put that on your site and you're really happy with how crisp they are, they might actually stop you from ranking if they're too large. Which I see a lot with, I work a lot with therapists, and they have these really amazing photos, but they're just not good for their website.
Yeah. And so there is a metric, isn't it, that people will wait like a minuscule amount for a website to load before they leave. And so what do you know what that time is?
It used to be about 1.8 seconds. Now it's about half a second. Because everyone's getting 5G, they're getting faster phones. Like, if things don't work instantly, I'll get bored and do something else.
That's insane.
Yeah. So that's why, and it tests it across different devices. It's looking at the worst case scenario. Because you might know, for example, if I go into Ealing Broadway Town Centre, I get really, really poor connection. And then I go back home and everything's fast again. So it's looking at like, oh, you're out in the city, there's bad signal, and then it gives you that benchmark then. Because when you're building the site, it might be great when you're on your Wi-Fi, but it's not always going to be the case.
Yes. Yeah, there's a website that I've been looking at more recently, where when it loads, it's got a page with the logo flashing on it. And I'm like, can you just get that off? I don't care about your logo. Just get that off. And it does it in between pages as well. And it's just like, no. So I think people just want to get to the information in the least amount of time that they can do it in. So just in terms of knowing how things are working, would that be something that Google Analytics will tell you?
So Google Analytics will track kind of the number of users going to your site and the pages they're looking at. So it gives you, it's the stats on which of your pages are popular and where they're coming from. And then Search Console is really about how externally how you appear on search. So it's like Analytics is internal and Search Console is external.
Okay,
interesting. And they work together.
Yeah.
But to be honest, there is a lot to it. So especially now, since I think it was July 22, they've actually changed the models, and it's you need to sit down with a cup of coffee and really get kind of stuck in to get the most from it.
Something stronger. It really irked me when they changed Google Analytics to GA4, because Universal Analytics is just a little bit more friendlier to work your way around. But yeah, when the new one came out, I was just like trying to find anything that I used to look at before was really difficult. It was just about manage to get used to it now. But yeah, it takes a bit of work, but I'm definitely going to have a look at Search Console again to see what is happening with my website, because I only look at Google Analytics. I look at it like once a month to see what the traffic is like. But actually, I've only from the blog posts that are driving do I get I kind of get a general idea of what people are searching for, but it'd be good to see it from the other side. So yeah, I will definitely check that out. Any last tips before we start wrapping up?
So Google Sitekit will actually put all that data on your website for you. So if you're logging into your WordPress site, it will tell you your analytics and your Search Console stuff. And I think when you're writing any blogs or any content for your website, don't do it for Google. Just literally do it for the client. I've seen so many badly written sites because people want to rank.
Yeah.
So I think, just literally imagine you're talking to your ideal client, and don't deter from that too much. If anyone wants, I've got a guide and can spend some time to work through your SEO.
I've just popped the link into the comments.
Perfect.
So yeah.
And it's really like, it's not that hard. Do it for your homepage and you can replicate for the other pages. It's just that initial hurdle of doing it for your homepage.
Yeah. So like probably just like maybe take an hour or something to sit down and figure out what you want to rank for. Is it even that long?
If you got a small, like a 5-page showcase site, then you could definitely do it in an hour. If you're an e-commerce site or you've got a much larger business, then maybe a little bit more than that. But you can break it up. You can do like an hour a month or something.
Yeah. And I think, just spending a little bit of time, because For me, really, there are two places on the internets that you really, well, kind of on the internets, but the two places that you really own is your website and your email list.
Mm.
And I feel like those are the two things that you really need to nurture quite a bit, because that's what you're in control of. You're just really at the mercy of the social networks for social media. So I do think it's worth spending time figuring stuff out for your website and making sure that you are ranking for the things that you want to be known for, really. Cool. I am just going to pop a link in the comments to the Marketing Morsel Club, which is my weekly newsletter and a little bit more. There are some perks to joining. So if you're not on the list, why not? The door's wide open. There's the link in the comments for you to come in. I want to say thank you to Theo for joining me today. It's been amazing. I kind of dabble in SEO, but like I said, I'm no expert, but I've learned about a few tools today. So I hope this has been useful for you. I'm going to keep in touch with Theo from now on. Maybe we'll do a follow-up. I don't know. Maybe in the new year. So thank you so much, Theo. In 2 weeks' time, there is going to be a session on email marketing, but look, I'm going to be talking to a fellow email marketing expert, and we're going to be talking about how to get yourself out of an email marketing rut. So please do join us in 2 weeks. But Theo, thank you so much. Do head over to Theo's website. I'll pop the link in the comments. That's his SEO course, and I'm sure it's packed with tons of value. So do go and check that out. And
thank you so much.
No worries. Yeah. I will see you in 2 weeks' time. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.